Hello, guys and gals, animal friends, and spirit pals. Welcome back to Spirit Whisper Channel. My name's Mark, but you can call me Spirit Whisper if you want to. That's my YouTube name, you know. Hi, guys. I wanted to come on tonight because how about that debate? How'd you like that? It was a little much. I didn't literally watch a lot of it. I watched a few minutes in the very beginning, and I mean few. And then after 20 minutes, I watched a few minutes, and then I couldn't really do it for very long. And that's part of what I want to talk about. But afterwards, I was a little bit in a hangman position, like, what happened? That isn't really exactly the way that was meant to pan out, I don't think. And I was curious about it. The thing about the tarot cards, and I've used them for years and years, and not just the tarot cards, they help me give you something visual to look at, but really the guidance is spiritual guidance. And it's, you can look at my story and all that. I'm not going to go into that. But I'm clairaudient, and so I communicate. At least that's what I think it is, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Communicate with these guides in another dimension or realm. And so they've been working with me for decades, since the 80s. And so I follow their guidance and do the best I can, and I screw up, and then I get up and keep going. And just keep listening and learning. And so they don't really, it's not their thing to guide me astray, or anybody really. It's not really, the cards don't really play tricks, on you and go, haha, I'm going to give you this phony opposite reading, just to mess with you. They don't really. So, I don't know, it was a little weird. And I kept thinking, why would I keep getting those readings? What was it? And I was talking to Pan and my guides, and, help me understand that, what really happened. Because it didn't seem like Biden was even there. So they talked to me about it, and now I feel a lot better about it today. Last night they started. Kind of going in my brain about it, and then today more specifically about it, and I feel a lot better about it. So I thought I'd share some of that with you guys, because it might make you feel better too, or maybe not, but I still have a big mouth, so I'm going to share it with you. And I thought I'd pull a few little cards about the debate and the energy of the debate. So I said I couldn't really watch a lot of it. I'm going to be shuffling while I'm talking here, because I can only take the minutest bit of the orange Oompa Loompa. I mean, I really have, I know I'm dramatic, Lord knows, but I have like a physical reaction, like, oh no, I need to turn that off. It starts to affect me, my energy body. Like it'll make me upset or angry, or I'm all of a sudden all plugged in and exhausted and over. So I learned years ago that I can't, listen or look at him, because physically I can't. Now, another thing about working with energy and the spirit guides and all that, in my opinion, is you begin to, more and more, you really begin to relate things as energy more, and you begin to see things, how everything is like energy in one form. And if you're keeping your energy up and light, and you're just, having a good time, if you go around someone who's really dark and they're not even consciously trying to be, but they're just in a funk or a fog, it'll affect you, and it starts sapping your energy. It like sucks it over, and it can be draining. And even with somebody you want to help and you see they're going through stuff, but it's a draining experience, and you go home and you're like exhausted, oh wow, that was a lot. So the reason I talk about that is this is what they tell me is what happened in part at the debate. It's like this. Can you imagine if you were standing next to his energy? They were just a little far, like a yard apart or 3 yards maybe. Just having to stand next to that. And it's like a big black hole just sapping and sucking your energy out. And really creating like a disturbance in the force. Now, I'm not a big one about conspiracies or spells or dark people who practice dark magic. I know it's out there, but I don't really dwell on it much. But in this particular case, I'm going to talk about it just a little bit. Now, what do I know? I'm going to draw the cards. Maybe they'll say, Mark, you're a nutcase. We already know that. People who think they're dark magicians or they work with dark energy, they learn to manipulate energy in a negative way. Now, ultimately, it all comes back on them, but they can mess with people and stuff. And, you have to kind of keep your shields up. It's not like a constant threat, and I don't go around worrying about that or anything, but that is a thing. And I have been around people who are just so horrible and negative that I just have to put up my shields. It's like, shields up. Protect me from this negative force because it's just horrible and it's sucking me dry. It's like a vampire. So it's like the ultimate evil sucking vampire standing next to him and, glaring at him and just all just negative, energy toward it. And you could probably known people like that in your own life where you're going, oh no, I can't be near them or around them. Now, I doubt, maybe I'm wrong, maybe Jill will write me and say, Mark, that's not right. But I doubt they have in the White House somebody who does energy work or psychic. They might know a psychic, but I don't know. I don't imagine before the debate somebody said, wait, Joe, let's put your shields up and build some energy around you to help protect you during this dark, when you're out there facing the dark forces. Oh, so what I was talking about, so people who think they're into that and they're doing it, they're practicing and trying to do things. And when I was watching Joe, it was like he wasn't there in a way. He was vacant, which I'd never really seen before. And then today, when I was working with guys, and they gave me that image of, if you ever saw like a voodoo movie where they would put a thing in a doll and then the person is sort of like there but not there at the same time and they can't quite function. It reminded me of that. Now, I don't want to, for entertainment purposes only. What do I know? But I wouldn't doubt it in the least if there were members in that dark cabal trying to like sap his energy or hex or some stupid thing. I don't even know the words. But I get there was some manipulation and willful manipulation. When I was talking to the guys, they said, well, part of it is free will. And it is also about the two of them and their own kind of karmic battle. It really is like good versus evil. I know that sounds so dramatic and like, what? But it really is that. And we really are voting. It's not even so much for the guy. We're voting for freedom, our rights, democracy, the soul of America. I don't know about you guys. I grew up here. I've lived here, for decades. I love America. I don't want to be in some country where there's a dictator. I don't. I love just the way we are. It's screwed up, and as much as we mess up and don't get everything right the first time, but we just keep striving forward. And we were really doing good until, this guy with the deal with the devil came forth to make us say, no, I'm sure I don't want to go that way. So it really is that simple. It's a choice between that and that. And we have two elderly guys as the spokesperson. One breathes fire and hate and judgment, and the other one is nice. So, let's pull some cards. So the other thing I want to say, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Midas Touch Network. It's on YouTube. They're great. I've been watching them. I don't know how come it just popped up all of a sudden. But I like them. They're like a news network. But they'll do stuff that the mainstream will just not talk about, especially if it's something good about Biden, for example. But anyway, the one I watched tonight, which I guess they released about 6 hours ago, was clips from Joe today at his rally in North Carolina. And all of a sudden, oh, there's Joe. What happened to him? It was almost like he was abducted for an hour and a half. Because he looked like 20 years younger. It's today, the next day. And he was just slamming like he did, when he was 50. He was just at it, going. I don't know about you guys, but I had to spend an hour and a half standing next to, the scum. He was just so good. And so I would encourage you to go watch that. That'll lift your spirits. But that also, with a little small voice, said, look, Mark. So, I don't know, but I think something unforetold may have also gone on there. Pam was saying, well, no, the readings and the cards and all that positive energy that was there for Joe and for the blue team was meant for them. It was meant to be that. There was like interference. It's like sending Harry Potter to Voldemort, but don't let him have his wand or his cape. It was a little like that. We can help Joe by just, seeing him shielded with light to help bounce that energy off. Okay, let's pull a couple cards and see if they're gonna add anything to that. Like if you looked at him, it was so odd. It was like the life force or something was missing. And then today, it was like the life force of 20 people. So, I don't know. Awfully big difference. And, they kept going, no. That was the projected route. Like there was a energy block. Still in all, things are meant to be, and there's a higher purpose for everything. But again, at this point, if we have a rock as the Democratic nomination, vote for the rock. Simple as that. Just this once. You gotta vote blue, guys. Just this once. I don't care. I don't give a crap about parties or anything like that. Like I said, I was independent forever and ever until I realized I was just fooling myself that actually I believe in democracy and the Democrats. So I had to stop. Interesting. And, you know, even besides all that, even if, you know, there was casting evil spells, Trump was still horrible and a hideous lie. He just lied nonstop like he always does. Constant lies, lies, lies. Horrible, hideous. So I still wouldn't say he won, even if you tried to turn Joe into a zombie. Okay. Very interesting. Overwhelmed with mental swords. This is the 9 of Swords. Joe down here with just this mental energy like projected on him, beating him down. Look, yes, it's a woman here, but that makes sense because really democracy's for the women, and it's like beating down women's rights and all that. But again, it's just the big key to this card is attacked with mental energy, overwhelming mental energy. Look up there too. It's got that little, looks like, what is that, a knight? It kind of looks like a knight or a warrior. So it's making me think of, you know, like weaponized mental energy. Then we also get the Page of Swords. It could be like a younger person, but focusing a specific, like, almost like telepathic weaponry, or like, but pinpointed, directed at one person. To create confusion. Like this is the 7 of Wands. Like putting you on the defense. Throwing you off your game. Your stance. You know, knocking the rocks from under your feet. A little bit like that. Then I went to the other deck, and I don't know, so they gave me the King of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. These both make me think of Trump, because King of Pentacles is quite often a card for me for Trump, although it looks kind of nice in this one, but it is very super orangey. He's got an orange shirt. And this 9 of Cups is more Trump-like looking. But being satisfied with himself. Like using his connections and money to mess with Joe. Joe keeps coming up as a woman, but that makes sense for me because it's really, in another way, if we look at this, it's sort of divine feminine energy is coming to the surface more so, um, divine feminine, divine feminine, divine feminine. So it's kind of an attack on that as well. That's why I think they keep showing me. But look, if you look in his eyes, Joe's, it's like he's it's hard to focus or something. It's very weird, like as if they blinded him. And again, these swords are like mental energy, caging him in. So I don't know. All those cards seem to be going right along with that sort of a thing. Now I am not involved in the black arts or anything like that, and I don't know. I'm not here to start something, but it rings awful true with me. And then when I saw him today, you would want to run out and vote for him immediately. You should watch some of those clips. It was like it was a different human all of a sudden. The Joe I know and everything. Like you started out going, yeah, I'm old, but I know how to do what I'm doing. He was very, I don't know. That was another thing that made me go, that, you don't just go, there's not that big of a dramatic flip like that. Anyway, something to chew on, something to think about. Makes a lot more sense to me about why I just kept getting, more positive cards. Because I still think, love will win in the end. Now, I just went these other cards and I didn't really ask a question, but I was still just thinking about what we were talking about and also about the idea of why, it kept coming up as a woman. But look how interesting this is. This is talking about what we're voting for, guys, like what I was talking about before. First and foremost, rights for women. Look at here. There's lots of little people in skirts, all different kinds of families there, but there's women in all of them. There are sisters, there are moms, there are grandmas, there are daughters, there are daughter-in-laws, there are best friends. We're voting for them, guys, as well. And look, it's the men that support them. We're voting for rights for everybody. Those are the first ones they took away, but first ones, you're next. We're voting for that. We're voting for, we talked before about divine feminine. This is what's coming. If you want to call it that, it's the feminine. It's the more receptive, the more open to the all, the nurturing, the loving, the Empress, the Mother Earth, the matriarchy. We need this strong, need to take care of the feminine energy to bring balance. If I didn't get it, they gave me 2 balance cards to bring balance, green balance, to the earth. It's interesting, it's a green card with the scales. And then the green balance, to bring balance to the earth. There's a little kitty cat on top of that scale. And it's a karmic return to this time we're living in. It's destined, you know. It's a big, important time. Worldwide, but also for America. The country, the land, the energy that is America, the soul of America. And the soul of Americans. I don't care how much Donald Trump wants to say everybody's a lying, cheating, stealing criminal. They're not. Everybody doesn't hate everybody. They don't. Even if you don't like somebody, you still try to figure out how to get along or something like that, you know. So I was worried a little bit because I thought I lost my touch. But I don't think so. So go watch Midas Touch because you're going to feel a lot better. We're in the time. We're living. This is the time. It's now. The time is now. For love to be the main energy of the earth. It's time. This makes perfect sense to me. Of course, I know I'm a little bit wacky. It's a complete, this is upside down, a complete kind of reversal. It's the opposite. We tried this one way for a long time, like that kind of patriarchal, boss you around, take your rights away, bully you, treat you like crap. So it's about time to try the other direction. And then we're going to end tonight because I'm just going to do 30 minutes. And then I'm going to do some let's look ahead readings. I'll do that tomorrow. But I just wanted to come on about that because it was kind of eating at me. And this makes me feel better sharing it with you guys. So I hope it helps you as well. But the cards wanted to give me a little clue for the next ones. So, they gave me the courtroom. So we're not done. It's also reminding me that next is the sentencing. So let's look a little bit more at that. Okay, well, I like that. I feel better about it. It makes a lot more sense to me. Now, I don't know, what do I know? I do know that weird things go on around them. And it's not normal. It's, there's like mysterious stuff that goes on where you don't quite understand it, So I wouldn't put anything past them. Honestly, that group, I don't even know what to call them. I guess you could just call them MAGA, but look, they will do anything to kind of bring the country down, I guess. That's what it seems like. And they will stop at nothing. So we have to kind of be on guard and pay attention. And we can't just toss Joe and the Democrats into the bin at the first sign of battle. Right? We got to stick to it. Stay as a team. Keep moving forward. Vote for Joe. When it comes for the time for Joe to step aside, he will. He's like that. All right, guys. I love you very much. Thank you for watching. If you did all the way to the end, give me a like. And I'll see you on the next one. Got my kids with me. Let's see if we can see Buttercup's face. Where are you, my little butter? Let me get over here. Buttercup. Well, can't see her. Her head's way over here behind the little coverlet. There's my one baby at Buttercup. And of course, Alaska's over there. Let me give you a good shot of her before we go. Why can't I do anything the right direction? There's my other girl. And then actually, Halo's right here sitting with me too, but you can't see him. But he right here sitting on the desk, aren't you, buddy boy? My little boy. So he's my only boy. Me and him, we're the male energies in the house. Okay, I'm going to shut up now and tell you goodbye and tell you I love you. Mwah.